Hi, it's David Taylor, alias Mr. Pelargonium, if you like to call me that. Now, I've unfortunately made the startling discovery today that some of my plants have got what's known as root mealybug, which is a sort of pretty devastating disease. The little sort of almost like mighty larvae of these creatures feed off the roots of plants and leave a right mess in the pots, and they weaken the plant and will eventually kill it. I made the discovery in that I was watering one of my standards, and there was a lot of dots, white dots appeared, and these are the sort of the dead or the sort of dying little larvae. They're no more than a millimetre long. And it was quite a devastating discovery because I haven't had this. I think I had this once many, many years ago, and I'm going back about 20 years. But I haven't had it certainly for a very long time. I've no idea how it may have got in there. Often it can only be bored in really on the roots of the plant itself. Or you may have some of the little larvae or the eggs of these little larvae actually in the soil, but they need something to feed on. So you're unlikely to actually bring it in with compost, and I keep my compost in my garage very clean anyway, so there's never any sign of any problems with my fresh compost. But we'll have a look. I'll pull one out. I've got several now. The strange thing is, it seems to have affected more my standards. And I've actually had to throw out a couple. There is really only one thing you can do, destroy the plant. Now, because all the infestation is below the soil level, the top of the plant is generally okay. So if you're desperately wanting to keep hold of some of these plants, you can take some cuttings, but the plants infected are generally not ones that I'm too bothered about losing. But one that has got it is this one, this large Crystal Palace gem. You can see it's a very floppy, very weak, but the actual bottom of the saucer where I watered it, I've seen it all coming out. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. Now, one of the things that I have done, I've had to sort of pull out all of my plants and have a look, and I can't see that there are that many actually infected. It's not to say they may not be a very odd egg or a very, very small infection right in the root system, but nothing that I can see anywhere. Right, now I'm outside now, and I'm hopeful that you can see the evidence. There's some water that I've just flushed in there, and there they all are. Look at that, lots of white bits in the base of the saucer where I've watered. Now, thankfully, I do water independently, so I'm not going to get any cross-contamination. But yeah, that's the little blighters there. You can see them all swimming around in the base. So the first thing I'm going to do, and there's the saucer of one that was infected earlier, this is in bleach, and then into a weaker bleach solution. I don't mind taking half measures. So that's going to go in there, that's bleach in there, that saucer's going to get thoroughly bleached. Don't actually fit, but that's a strong bleach solution, and that is going to really give that a clean. Into a slightly weaker one. These have been in here for a while now, but I certainly don't muck about when it comes to things like this. Now, in the UK, we have collections of garden waste and plant material waste, so this is going to go in here. And I'm just going to take this pot off now. We should be able to see the reveal of the state of the root system. As I say, it's a bit of a shame, but it's the way of the world, unfortunately. And there we are, the typical telltale signs. See all these little white sacs here, you can see them. These are all egg sacs. It's not actually as badly infected as I thought it was going to be, but it is pretty bad. It's certainly bad enough for me to get rid of. And there you can see the larvae just moving about. You may, I don't know whether my phone is going to focus that well, but it may do. They're very tiny. There's one there moving about, just there. Might be able to see it moving, but yeah, not good. Now, of course, because I've used a standard pole, I'm going to have to clean that. So that's going to have to get a good swirl around in my strong solution of bleach, as well as being cleaned. So I know that that's been disinfected. And now over to the pot. This is the inside of the pot, which, as you can see, has got all this cloud, all these little cloudy moulds around, particularly the bottom end of the pot itself. And that's the infestation. Not very good at all. I haven't had anything like this for yonks, for years. So it just goes to show it can happen to the best of us, I'm going to say. So make sure that's anything loose taken out, and straight over to my dunking pool, which is a strong solution of bleach. Straight into that. You need to make sure, keep everything clean. It is a bit of a shame, great shame, but one of those things. We all, even, you know, supposedly sort of quite good growers can have these problems as well. So there we go. That's a quick one for today. Root mealybug, not very good, unfortunately.